Logged in, did some standard pull, and then boom, Ophelia just popped up. Or you got her from the event with her weapon. Now you're just wondering if she's actually worth building, but you have no idea what to do with her or how her kit even works. Don't panic, this is Mogopils here, and today we are going to look at the simple guide for Ophelia so you can actually get your investment worth. Let's dive in. Ophelia is a 5-star fighter. Fighters are your go-to characters for clearing out big groups of enemies at once. Her whole kit revolves around entering the Amethyst Witch state. When she is in this form, she deals huge ice damage. This state automatically boosts her crit rate as well as her crit damage for basic attack. Because of this buff, she's incredibly easy to build and she hits like a truck. Now, character kit. Basic attack is a simple 4-hit combo. The final hit deals the most damage. When you are in the Amethyst Witch state, her basic attack gets an extra 25% crit damage boost, which brings us to the next one, her passive. This is the core of her kit. You activate the Amethyst Witch state, it gives her 15% crit rate boost for 4 seconds. This can be activated by 2 ways. One, by her special skill, or by switching skill. Next is special skill. This is a 3-hit combo and you'll have 4-second window for each skill attack. It is shown by the blue bar right above your health bar. But there is a catch though, the cooldown. If you do the first and second hit, the cooldown is just 2.5 seconds. But if you go all the way to the third hit, which you should for maximum damage, it also gives you a 15% support damage boost for 5 seconds. But the cooldown jumps from 6 seconds for the next use of your skill combo. Last but not least, the ultimate. It's a giant direct hit that slams the enemy for massive damage and inflicts ice affliction for 5 seconds. Now, rotation. Standard combo. First switch skill and then special skill. Hit with the 4 basic attack. Special skill, basic attack combo, special skill and switch out. Next is the ultimate combo. Switch skill, special skill, ultimate. 2 basic attacks, special skill, basic attack combo, special skill and switch out. Using her special skill in between your regular attack like this keeps her buff active the entire time of the combo, which dishes out most of her damage. Best artifact, Sub-Zero Verdict, the best 5-star in slot. This is actually made for her. It gives you an attack and crit damage percentage as its stats. When you hit an enemy with your special skill, it boosts your ice damage by 20%. Following that up with your basic attacks, boosts your skill damage by another 40%. Just following the rotation above mentioned will keep this buff active the entire time. Next is Frenzied Struggle. This is the 5-star in the battle pass. I do not have this weapon to test it out, but just from its buff, it's a solid secondary option. It gives you an attack and attack percentage as its stats. It simply boosts your special skill damage by 10% and gives you an extra 8% crit damage when attacking. For those who are looking for a 4-star option, Key for Locks yet to come. A fantastic 4-star choice that gives attack and crit damage as its stats. It's a good stat. After you use her ultimate, it boosts your basic and switch skill damage. Just note that you need to reach around 80% crit damage on your stats to get the maximum 30% boost out of it. Then there is Bloody Struggle, and another 4-star option. This one gives attack and defense percentage as your stats. Not a very good option, but it still offers a decent 10% crit rate buff. But the drawback is the buff resets every time you land a critical hit. But it's a decent fallback option. And for those in the opening stage of the game and you just don't have any 4-star option, you can go for a 3-star, that is Surging Conviction. It just gives you a basic attack percentage and defense boost. That's it. Gear. Arbiter. That's the only 5-star option that's available in the game for Ophelia. The 2-piece gives you 10% ice damage boost when you use your switch skill, and the 4-piece one gives you another 10% ice damage when attacking an enemy with ice affliction. To trigger this, you'll have to use her ultimate or bring a support character who inflicts ice affliction, like Nare or Cloud. The next 4-star option that's available is Green Nightmare. 2-piece gives you 3% ice damage whenever you use your basic attack, and 4-piece gives you a crit damage increase by 3%, but only when you use your switch skill on an enemy with ice affliction. Good option to consider. For substat priority, you have to entirely focus on crit rate, crit damage and attack. Crit rate Try to get around 40% with the gear to get a good crit ratio. As for boot main stance, you wanted fighter. Don't worry too much about grinding this perfectly right now. The upcoming version 1.2 update changes gear classes automatically to match the character that they are wearing. Monsterlings. For now, Red Shadow stands at the top. This is her absolute best monsterling for both the main link and the bonus. Yes, you heard me right. At gold rank, using her ice special skill gives you 11% crit damage boost. Plus, its bonus effects stretch the enemy's ice resistance by 10% and neutralization resistance by 15%. For the next one, you can, as an alternative, you can go for Ice Fist Dude. There is a misunderstanding here or mistranslation here in the game, I guess. The game says it gives you a 5% ice affliction bonus, but it actually just freezes the enemy for 5 seconds. But it gives you a massive 11% crit rate boost against elemental weakness and a 5% elemental weakness damage boost. It's a great option to hit those crit easily. Amen, yes, it's universal. Can go for him to get a good crit rate ratio and the bonus 5% elemental damage weakness. Now, for the filler slots, the other slots. Moon Shadow Loop lowers the target's resistance by 11.55% for 10 seconds whenever you land a critical hit, which you'll be doing more often. You can mostly find him in the Dimensional Rift, or you can grind for him or get a mutation. Then there is Scar, a straightforward 8% damage boost against boss enemies. Aim and Shadow can be used, gives a good crit rate, but keeping the buff active will be pretty inconsistent. Now for substats, you have to prioritize special skill cooldown reduction to lower her skill cooldown. Then comes damage to boss enemies and elemental weakness damage, and then attack percentage. Just a quick heads up, this setup is purely based on my testing and experience so far. Because of the resources and time, I haven't been able to test every single niche scenario, but this build should absolutely get you incredible damage and make you clear most of the endgame contents. Team composition. Right now, the go-to team composition for Ice Element is Nari, Ophelia, and either Cloud or Serra. Nari, she's your core support because she's incredibly consistent at applying Ice Affliction, healing, and giving you an extra shield. This lets Ophelia easily trigger her 4-piece gear set bonus if you are using her 5-star piece set. And you can use Cloud, bring him if you need help depleting the boss stagger gauge quickly. He's also great at applying Ice Affliction. And if you have more copies of him, he's incredible. Then there is Serra. Swap to Serra instead of Cloud if you don't need stagger, just want pure raw damage output. Useful in Dimensional Rift. For free to play and budget alternatives, if you don't have Nari, you can easily swap in Francis to get the reliable healing and nice attack boost for the team. And that sums up the whole guide. She's a powerhouse nonetheless with good stats. And considering her and her weapon was given for free in the event, she is definitely worth it for building. If this video helped you out, drop a like and subscribe for more guides. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.